Bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo. Thank you.
No more coal.
No more oil.
Keep your carbon
In the soil.
No more coal.
No more oil.
Keep your carbon
In the soil.
Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what?
This is Lieutenant Shaw from the United States Capitol Police. You're engaged in an illegal demonstration. If you do not move from the roadway, you will be arrested. This is your first warning.
The sidewalk is closed.
Where are we supposed to go? What the heck?
Well, I went down to Cassidy's house and I took back what they stole from me. I took back my dignity. I took back my humanity. Now he's under my feet, under my feet, under my feet. Ain't gonna let Cassidy walk all over me. Well, I
Went down to Cassidy's house.
and I
Took back what he stole from me.
and I
Took back my dignity.
and I.
Took back my humanity.
Now he's
Under my feet.
under my feet.
Under my feet.
Ain't gonna let.
Cassidy walk all over me.
Woo! Kind of hard though. That's decent.
All right, so can you raise your hand if you have some chalk in your hand that was passed out earlier? Great. So this is the house where we're gonna stop. If folks just want to stop, just put some chalk on the sidewalk, stop climate denial, things like that. We'll keep going as soon as we do that. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about Senator Cassidy from the state of Louisiana, which has some climate impacts, right? So Cassidy, along with several Republican senators, wrote a letter to FEMA in response to policy that would require FEMA to consider climate impacts. And he said that there are still gaps in the scientific understanding, so we couldn't possibly be ready to act on climate change. What do we think about that? Cassidy is, of course, one of many Republican senators who take a lot of money from the fossil fuel industry and who, what a shocker, voted to put in place these Supreme Court justices who were appointed by presidents who did not win the popular vote. What do we think about that? So, here we are, we're putting some chalk down in front of Cassidy's house because it is shameful what these Republican senators have gotten us to in this country. We are seeing a rise in fascism on top of all of this climate denial because of the justices that they've put in place, and they are doing it because they are in the pockets of corporations and fossil fuel corporations. It's time for us to not let them have peace. If we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
now. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. This is yet another senator, shocker of shockers, that takes an enormous amount of money from corporations and the fossil fuel industry in order to do their bidding. They are doing their bidding, and they are doing it at our expense. These are the politicians who are doing the bidding of the corporations who would just as soon allow us to die. What do we think about that? All right, so same thing. Who's got a piece of chalk in your hand? Woo! Lay some chalk down here. I think it's, which house is it, Thomas?
It's 403.
It's 403. So lay some chalk down about how we do not like climate deniers. We do not like climate denial. We will not let this stand. We will win back this country. And if we don't get justice, what happens?
Shut it down.
They don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
come on, you guys can do better than that. If we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
what do we want?
Nebraska.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Climate justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
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 What do we want?
Climate justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Climate justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
shame, shame, shame.
Shame, shame, shame.
Shame, shame, shame. Shame, shame, shame. Shame, shame, shame. Shame, shame, shame.
I can actually say
DC Shagawee, because he represents especially Northern Plains indigenous peoples, he is not doing his job in representing us.
Shame! Shame!
Instead of doing his job, he is following the greed, he's being greedy and taking the money of corporations, not following the science. It's a fucking shame that a Native American, when they call us savages, has to tell this man that he's a fucking savage. We're not following the science.
Well, I went down to Inhofe's house and I took back what he stole from me. I took back my dignity. I took back my reality. And now it's under my feet, under my feet, under my feet, under my feet. Ain't nobody gonna walk all over me.
He has brought a snowball to the floor of the Senate. But his ill deeds do not stop there. Obviously, he is one of the many Republican senators who take a very large amount of money from the oil and gas industry in Oklahoma. He also heavily supports all of the Supreme Court justices who were appointed by presidents who did not win the popular vote and are now taking away our rights one by one, including our right to climate justice. And he has kind of been the chief climate denier. So when there are UN climate meetings and all these representatives from all around the world show up to say we have a crisis, we need to do something about it. Scientists come, activists come. You know who else comes? Senator Inhofe. Every time. He's the only senator there who is there to sell his lies that are put forward by the fossil fuel industry. He flies to every UN meeting and he kind of waves his arms and he tries to get a lot of attention and the media kind of like gets in a circle around him because he's the only one. But he really has made it his life's duty to make sure that at every turn people know that he, Senator Inhofe, is bought by the fossil fuel industry in Oklahoma and wants to make sure everybody knows it.
Well, I went down to Inhofe's house and I took back what he stole from me. I took back my dignity.
I was actually in this, so I didn't forget to.
Who's got chalk still? Raise your hand if you've got some chalk. All right, right here, this house right here. Let's hit it with some chalk. This guy really is like the king of climate deniers.
What should I write?
What should Kate write? She wants to know.
Action, not snowballs.
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 Action, not snowballs. Action, not snowballs. Action, not snowballs.
Action, not snowballs. Action, not snowballs. Action, not snowballs.
Action, not snowballs. Action, not snowballs.
We're gonna
Rise up till it's won. We're gonna rise up till it's won. When people rise up, clouds come down. When the people rise up, the clouds come down. They try to stop us, but we keep coming back. They try to stop us, but we keep coming back.
Well, his constituents live in poverty. How dare you, Senator Inhofe? You live in a nice house. I hope your constituents see what a nice house you live in. Well, they live in poverty. Well, they're sick. Well, you're gaining a lot of money off their suffering because they are being used as a dumping ground. All of these indigenous communities in Oklahoma are being used as a dumping ground, getting fracked upon, getting their homes torn apart. I talk to my friends all the time. They're dealing with earthquakes all the time that never used to exist because of you. Shame on you.
State of Idaho, Senator Crapo. All right, so we're gonna visit Crapo's house. And we're gonna sing as we go. So we went down to Crapo's house and I
Took back my soul from me, and I took back my dignity.
What do we want?
Climate justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
We don't get it.
Shut it down.
What do we want?
Climate justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Went down to Crapo's house and I
Took back what he stole from me, and I took back my dignity, and I took back my humanity.
All right. What do we want?
Climate justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Climate justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Climate justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
what do we want?
Climate justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
I see you. Hi. Climate denier.
All right, so who's got chalk in your hand still? All right, so here we are at Senator Crapo's house. I'm going to read a little quote from Senator Crapo. If folks want to go ahead and put some chalk down while I do so, that'll keep us moving on our tour of shame. This is a quote directly from Senator Crapo. While there's no dispute over the fact that the Earth's climate has changed many times over planet's history, the underlying cause of these climatic shifts is ultimately not well understood and is a matter of vigorous debate. Shame! Is anyone debating this other than Senator Crapo and his fellows on the tour of shame?
No.
Is there some qualification that you think Senator Crapo has to determine that he knows more than all the scientists at NASA, than all the scientists at the university?
No.
All right. All right. Our next stop is, just so folks know, can prepare yourself, is Senator Murkowski. So Senator Murkowski is again one of these senators who says, "Oh, I support codifying Roe. I just won't vote for it. I do support climate action. I just won't vote for it." And she doesn't vote for it because she's literally paid by the oil and gas and coal companies to not vote for it. I went down to Murkowski's house and I
Took back what she stole from me, and I
Took back my dignity,
and I took back my humanity. Now it's under my feet, under my feet, under my feet, under my feet. Ain't nobody gonna walk all over me.
No more lies for business ties. Waters rise, hear our cries. No more lies for business ties. Waters rise, hear our cries. No more lies for business ties.
Planet over profit. Planet over profit. Planet over profit. Planet over profit.
People over profit.
People over profit.
Particularly Senator Murkowski is somebody who wants us to be incredibly grateful that she acknowledges that Roe versus Wade should be law, that she acknowledges that we have a climate crisis. But she's not. She could end the filibuster. She could do all kinds of things, but she won't do anything about it. Are we supposed to be grateful for that? No. So we're going to leave some messages with Senator Murkowski, just letting her know that we expect just a little bit more than words. We expect action. And if she really believes what she says, if she really believes we do have a climate crisis and the people of Alaska are suffering, if she really believes that women do have a right to choose, then why is she acting the way that she is acting?
We're gonna rise up till it's one with the people.
Thomas, is this it? All right. We are here. If folks who have chalk can head over and leave some messages for Senator Murkowski, the rest of us will sing for a little bit.
All right, so Senator Murkowski, you know that in Alaska, missing and murdered Indigenous women, that you're the top state where Indigenous women and girls go missing and murdered. And yet, my friends are in Alaska, my Indigenous friends, they come here regularly because they're at the forefront, at the front line of climate change, having their lives drastically changed. sitting in this comfortable house in DC doing nothing for us. We need you to take real action. Quit kicking us down the road, kicking us like we're a can down the road. We deserve action now. The Supreme Court is out of hand.
Action now! Action now! Action now!
Can't wait!
You have your child. You have your child. I don't have a child because people like you and the system you uphold have ensured that I don't have a child. Gene, last day you have a child and he can't sleep. Right? No. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here now.
Are you guys seeing this? My baby is trying to sleep.
I don't have a child. I don't have a child. I don't have a child.
That's very loud. That's really loud. All right. Okay.
I don't have a child. Well, you're sitting there whining around that you have a child crying that can't sleep. My child was taken away because of the system that is brutalizing us. You don't deserve comfort as long as you're letting this person have comfort.
You're going to stay.
Sorry. No, I'm not sorry.
You're distracting a baby.
As long as people have comfort, and we don't have comfort, you don't deserve comfort as far as I'm concerned.
Then I asked you.
Let's keep moving.
I know where your comments going. I had three children, you know.
First Amendment, homie. Sorry for the...
No, I got it. We got it. Let it go. Let it go. It was all, we were walking away. Just let it go. You didn't have to throw that last one. How about that?